Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. This is going to be the Capricorn June 2023 reading. And if you are interested to see more of the videos from the channel, I would really love and be honored if you subscribe to the channel. And once we are done with the reading, if you were able to gain any insight or perspective on your current situation, I would also appreciate if you like the video to help it circulate out there into the YouTube world. So I'm recording June 3rd, 2023, and this is actually the day of the full moon in Sagittarius. So I've been talking to some of the signs about the astrology of the month of June. And starting today, we go into this more idealistic, optimistic, enthusiastic overall energy level now that we do have this full moon in Sagittarius. So there might be some changes also regarding our belief system and our ideals on certain parts of our life or from ourselves. And there may be, you know, just a higher energy to be out and about, to connect with nature, to, you know, socialize and learn something new about a person or a group of people, learn something new about yourself, right? There could be some travel involved for a lot of people. And I know that, you know, in general, we're going into the summertime, and usually that's when a lot of people do travel. But how fitting is it that during this time of year when we are on summer vacation and we travel, there is always a full moon in Sagittarius at this time of year. And Sagittarius is about traveling, right? And, you know, just getting out of the day-to-day routine dynamics and, you know, wanting to feel and experience something foreign, something beyond our reach, and, you know, kind of looking forward to that. And so, you know, because we are in the Gemini season where the sun is in Gemini, every year it's the same thing, right? From middle, second half of May into the beginning half of June, there's always a full moon in Sagittarius. So if you look back into, you know, recent years and you kind of reflect on what usually happens to you during this time of the year, and, you know, see the commonalities around that, then you'll start to understand the dynamics around, you know, what to expect sort of from this transit and this full moon energy that we're going to have throughout the month of June, if that makes sense. Anyway, so this is going to be happening, especially for our Capricorn rising. This is going to be happening in the part of the sky or part of your chart that has to do with a more deeper, reflective, psychological part of you. And this goes into our deep-rooted behavior system. It could also be a time where you identify certain traumas that you may, you know, be seen, how can I say, like due to a trauma, once we remember it or go through it, right, we might see some sort of difference in how we show up because of that. And so I don't want to bring the energy down, but the 12th house is a psychological house, and it goes into these past deep places that have been sort of buried within our psyche. And so anytime you have activity here, especially a moon type of energy, and it being a full moon, it's going to enhance it and make it known, right? Like, hey, this is a deep-seated, you know, wound here, you know, psychological thing that you may not consciously be aware of on a day-to-day basis, but all of a sudden the full moon is in Sagittarius, and it's just like, bam, you know, like for some reason you're thinking about it, and you have identified that this is a certain part of you that, you know, maybe you haven't really looked into in a while, and based off of a situation that may have come up, based off of a certain reaction that you may have recently had, or an interaction with somebody, there may have been that may have been sort of a catalyst for you to identify this psychological wound here, and for you to be able to start to work with it and you know, sort of do something about it, so that way, you know, there's a sense of healing around that as well. If you are feeling just lethargic and low in energy and overall sort of pessimistic or maybe not too optimistic about life right now, I mean, I would say that you want to just try to love yourself and nurture yourself throughout this month. And if you're not feeling that excitement, you know, to get out and about, that's okay. But just know that it's probably just a phase, and that especially for the Capricorn risings again, and you know, once we do get into the middle part of the month where this new moon is going to be in Gemini, you're going to hopefully start to get out of that and, you know, get back into a good daily routine. But just know that it's a phase, and it's not going to last the entire year, right? And so if you do need to rest and just sort of find your calm, find your zen, find your peace, do some meditating, you know, all of these, you know, ritualistic self-care type of things, maybe some yoga, getting out in nature, just being real quiet with yourself and your surroundings. I think that would help out a lot, so you don't get overwhelmed mentally, because your subconscious is probably going through something right now, or there's probably work to be done with your subconscious right now. And if you do have a lot of distractions in your surroundings at this time of year, you know, you may get irritated or burnt out, or, you know, so if you're feeling like that, it's okay. Just take the rest, right? And even though the full moon is in Sagittarius and it speaks about the travel, if you have to travel to get rest, then travel to get rest, right? It's okay, you know, to get away for that type of reason. And speaking from experience, traveling to heal, I mean, that is something that I do a lot, and you'd be surprised at how much healing you can get done when you get out of your daily routine and your daily environment. And you find that inspiration, you see how others live, and, you know, a different scenery, stuff like that. I mean, it just sort of puts things into perspective, and it helps you feel as though you don't have a lot going on, right, to begin with. Like, everything is okay, you know. So let's go into the cards now, and let's talk about your personal energy for the month. See what the cards have to say about how you are going to be feeling and, you know, exuding your energy to the world this month. See what we have to say for the sign of Capricorn for the month of June 2023, please. Ooh, we have the Emperor. The Empress, the Emperor, and the Empress. That's awesome. And the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a sense of balance, balancing out, because we're talking about your personal energy. There's a sense of balancing out the masculine and the feminine sides of you. So when we talk about the masculine energy, this is an energy of holding space, of protection, of guarding, making sure, like if we're talking about like the mundane world, right, where we're in masculine energy, we're usually fixing something, we're usually finding a solution to something, you know, we're usually making sure that the home and the car and, you know, all of these things are in line and are being fixed and are working very well to how they're supposed to, you know, for their function. We're usually you know, in protective mode, looking out for our loved ones, holding space for others to, you know, be themselves and do their thing. And, you know, it's not necessarily a energy of, how can I say, like, nurturing. It is nurturing, but more in the action-oriented type of way, if that makes sense. And then when we talk about the feminine energy, this is the energy that the masculine is holding space for. Okay, so the feminine is receptive, whereas the masculine, you know, is the giver. The feminine receives. And so the feminine, you know, she or he, right? We all have masculine and feminine within us, but they are usually the creatives. They are usually the nurturers. You know, this is a part of us that when we have some sort of inspiration, you know, and we want to express it, right? Like maybe making some art, or, you know, cooking a meal, or nurturing a family, you know, like caring, healing. And so because those dynamics and those actions take, how can I say, a lot from a person, from an internal perspective to do. So when you're making a work of art, it's coming from the inside. When you're nurturing something, that is coming from the inside, right? When you're healing and, you know, taking care of a family or whatever, like all that love is coming from the inside. So because of that, the masculine energy needs to be balanced enough for the feminine energy to trust and be their full selves in those behaviors. So the masculine has to be strong enough to hold them while they are going through that. And so this can look like, for example, if we're talking about the mundane, and we're only talking about you, we're not talking about you and another, right? This is just you. This can look like you want to redecorate a room, and the feminine part of you has all of these ideas, and they, you know, the feminine part of you is, you know, looking at color schemes, looking at the furniture, you know, envisioning, you know, going on Pinterest and Googling how they, you know, the aesthetic of it, right? Like just being really feminine into that, using your senses of how to create this room, right? Where, and your masculine energy is the one that is making sure that you're safe, that the room is, you know, it's equipped to handle a renovation that you want to do. You know, if the light fixtures are broken, or the doorknobs are falling apart, or, you know, whatever, and you need to fix those things, like that's your masculine energy coming through. So the masculine energy would be the one to make sure that everything is safe and is working to its full potential, so the feminine part of you can show up in the artistic, you know, sensual, visionary energy, and then you blend them both together, and then voila, you have yourself a renovated room, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is a really good personal balance for the month of June that you have with your masculine and your feminine, and I think it's really lovely. Not a lot of people can really balance those two out in the way that it feels that you will be for the month of June. And there is a opportunity to do something with this masculine feminine energy here. So this might be a new idea that you have coming through this month, where you're going to need a balance of both in order to get it done. What is in the environment for Capricorn 2023, please? We have the Three of Swords, the Tower, and the Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, the Queen of Pentacles. I don't think in your environment, if you're dealing with someone, I don't think that they are very balanced the way you are. I think they're more in their feminine. And something is happening where someone feels sadness, sorrow, heartbreak, left out, and someone is needing to heal from that. There might be a surprise that comes through, and this is not uncommon. Probably about half the signs that I have read for the month of June have had the Tower card so far. So there is an element of surprise this month where the universe is going to bring down some sort of situation or an opportunity for change, and to break down a certain foundation that we may have had. And in your case, I do think that there is a relationship with another person, and I think something happens in your dynamic between the both of you that causes pain. If it's not another person and this is your environment, maybe something happens with your foundation of some sort. So like literal foundation of a home, right? Something in your home. The Queen of Pentacles is a domestic energy. This person is the person that does all the domestic duties in the household. So the cleaning, the cooking, the taking care of the children, taking care of the pets, the yard, like all of those types of things. So that's why I'm saying that there may be some type of breakdown in the home, and it may just cause irritation and someone to feel like a little overwhelmed. Okay, let's just say there's something big that happens and you have to fix, right? Like when a car breaks down, or when an appliance in your home breaks down. And I mean, it usually does not come at an ideal moment. Like those moments are never ideal. We never say, oh yay, like I have to fix this, right? Like it doesn't matter when it happens. It's always an irritable, frustrating, situation that is very inconvenient, right? So if something like that does happen, there is a need to be balanced. I feel like somebody is probably going to need to fix this situation by themselves in order, fixing something. So, and again, like I'm also feeling that this thing has to be done. Like there's a feeling of you've probably known that, you were going to need to do this at some point. And so because of that, there's a history with this thing or history with this situation that makes you sad that you have to leave it. You have to break it down. You have to, change it in some way. But all for the sake of continuing to stay in your really good earthy, foundation that you have created for yourself. What other details do we need to know for the month of June for Capricorn regarding any potential energy, situations, or people that may be coming through? Anything to anticipate, anything Capricorn has to prepare for or know about, please. We have the 9 of Pentacles. The 4 of Wands. Yeah, so this could be something around your home. The Queen of Cups. And the 2 of Pentacles. I mean, starting off the month of June, you're in a really, really good spot. There is a strong sense of independence here. Whatever you've been working on, and this is like no out of the ordinary type of energy for a Capricorn, right? Like Capricorn, They're dependable. You're dependable, and we can always, the rest of us can always depend on you to be in a good spot, right? Like you may be going through a lot or whatever, but you know, at the end of the day, like, you're still stable. You know, you may be going through the most chaos in your life, but you make it work to a way where that doesn't even compare to the little chaotic situation another sign may be going through, if that makes sense. Like, you can handle these things very well, and you know that you can, you know. So beginning of the month, really healthy when it comes to your finances, your careers, your stability, your safety, all of those things. Your home, really balanced again with your emotional state. So it's just a really good balance of the outer world and the inner world going into June. There may be some people involved in your life right now that want to celebrate, or there's a cause for celebration here. Maybe you're celebrating a newfound independence of some sort, or a newfound, you know, like you just came into some money, or there's an abundance that has just came through, and there's a celebration, you know, regarding that. You have the King of Cups, which is the partner to the Queen of Cups. Again, the masculine, feminine vibe. You have the Four of Cups. The Magician, something that just came through. I mean, I am an intuitive reader, so as I'm reading, it's not just about the cards, but I'm also trying to step into the person that I'm reading for and step into their life and their energy. So something just came through around, yes, we are dealing with the masculine, feminine, and I think that you're inspired to want to be out and about and to celebrate and to be social and to do all of this summery stuff, right? Like, your heart, your emotions want those things, but for some reason your outer self or your body or your outer environment is not allowing that to happen very easily right now. So I feel like you could be laying in bed and, like, you know, it's like, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to do all these things in the house, or I'm going to, you know, redo the garden, or I don't know, something, or I'm going to have a party. And then you wake up the next day and your body is just like, no, not today. You know, like, it's just tired, or, you know, it's this, you're trying to balance that all out this month. So rest if you need to rest, you know. You still have all the time to have parties and, you know, socialize and all of that. Why are you sad? This Three of Swords is here again. Something is making you sad. Something has changed. Something is not the way it used to be. I don't know if this change was purposely done. No, I don't think it was purposely done. I think it kind of just came out of nowhere. We also have the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Hermit, and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is your mid-month energy here. There is a sense of, with this King of Cups, and if it is another person that you're dealing with, this other person is low on energy right now. And there's something that they are hurting about, and they are reflecting and looking back to a situation. And I think they're also trying to alchemize or change an outcome of a situation somehow. Like they no longer want to be sitting in this pain or in this heartbreak. And so they're trying to find a way to use what they have to get out of that. There's a sense of loneliness as well. Maybe you're like feeling lonely, sad, down. And I did mention with the astrology, this is a month where we look at those Capricorn energy will look at those traumas and those psychological things, right, that we have to sort of come to terms with at some point and deal with to heal them. And, you know, there is a sadness that comes with that. And usually when the moon would be in this house, there is a sense of loneliness and silence, you know, just like kind of being inside your home or inside your room, not really having a lot of energy. This is probably one of the placements that it's at its lowest energy level. A lot of sleeping might be happening. At the end of the month, you're guarded. You're not really willing to make a change right now. Like there's still work to be done around something. The Five of Swords, this is behavioral, like toxic behaviors, negative behaviors that put you in bad situations. You know, like, I don't know if you're necessarily wanting to see these behaviors that we're talking about from the astrology that I was telling you, but it's like I'm stubborn. I'm being stubborn and I don't want to do the work. I don't want to go into it. But in order for you to get out of this situation and get back into your life again and materialize more abundance, more money, you know, a better foundation, like feeling whole again. It's like in order for, like, you start off the month like that, and in order for you to end off the month like that, you do have to do some work here from a mental, psychological perspective, and try your best to be balanced in all the, like, your body, mind, heart, and soul in order for you to get through it. I want to clarify what the Three of Swords is and why there's some sadness here. Got the Magician, which is the same card as this one. The Four of Wands, which is this card. And the Ace of Cups, with the Death card at the bottom, which talks about transformation. The Three of Swords. We're clarifying the Three of Swords. I feel like someone has changed. Someone is no longer the same. Someone has accomplished something. Someone has alchemized and brought something, like created something out of their life. And there's a want to celebrate it. Maybe you have alchemized pain, and like you feel like you were in a sad place before, you were full of heartbreak before, and you're starting to heal it and learn how to work with this heartache and this pain. And so you become aware of how you can do that, and you're feeling really good about it. It's like you're turning pain into love. It's like alchemization. I keep getting alchemizing, like turning, you know, what is alchemization? Like, I think it's like elemental, right? Like turning coal or copper into gold. So it's like turning something bad, low, hurtful, heartbreaking into something beautiful, positive, high vibrational, healing. Okay? And that is essentially transformation here. It is something out of love. It's happening because of love. There's family involved. Again, the celebration involved. But you want to be careful with like somebody, whether it's you or someone else, who has these toxic behaviors, or someone that is maybe their toxic behavior is the fact that they are too stubborn. Someone that is unwilling to change, unwilling to budge. Someone that thinks they know better. Why are they showing up? Why are they here? This is at the end of the month. Is this you? Is this someone else? 9 of Pentacles, which is the same card as that one, the top. 4 of Cups, which is this card. And the 10 of Cups. So a lot of repeating cards here. If this is you being in a victim mentality, like poor me, because of a change that is happening, that is supposed to be a celebration. Something is supposed to be a celebration. Something is supposed to be positive. Somebody has accomplished something. And you're starting off the month in that energy. And then all of a sudden something happens where it turns into sadness. And instead of continuing on with this positive energy, it turns into like, poor me, you know, like I've been forgotten. Let's clarify this Tower. Three of Wands. The Star. Someone has made a decision to follow their dreams. And Justice. This is part of their path and part of their journey. I don't think it's you. Okay. If the person that has made the decision to follow their path and follow their dreams, that is their destiny, and this is not you, you are feeling sad because this person has changed, because they are following their dreams and following their destiny. But if you're the one that's following your dreams and following your destiny, there's someone around you that feels like they've lost you, and they may at the end of the month start to act out and make you feel bad. Somebody is making someone feel bad for doing what they want to do, which there's a need to come and connect with this person and offer wisdom and offer insight. And maybe somebody doesn't understand why you're doing what you're doing, or they don't understand why you've changed. You know, at some point there is a need to explain it to them and break it down and share the vision of, you know, I'm doing this for my future. I'm doing this for the, you know, 'cause I'm going to invest in this, or, you know, 5 years from now, this is what I want to have. So therefore I need to do this now. You know, so someone is attached to you in some way, and you've changed to them because you're working on something that you feel is a part of your future. And there's a need to, if you care enough, and if you know, you don't have to explain it to them, but they are coming through in the reading. So it might show up at the end of the month and might play a role in your situation of some sort. So, but I think once you have a conversation with them and you bring it to light and you explain why you're doing what you're doing, then, you know, the outcome will be a lot better. But in general, you know, when it comes to your finances, your home, your physical being, your state of you know, just like your life, I think that you're in a really positive place. This starting off the month and being in that 9 of Pentacles and ending the month at the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, I'm not too worried about, you know, any big situations happening that's going to change your life in any way, as far as your money goes, as your you know, career or your home or anything like that. This is just a dynamic between two people or a group of people where there could be a little bit of miscommunication. Therefore, there's some hurt feelings here. And someone has accomplished something great. There's a want to celebrate it, but it's coming with a sadness. And it's just being strong, not taking it personal, being happy for your loved one that is going through this reason to celebrate something that they've accomplished. And if you feel like you're losing them or anything like that, you know, people change and people follow their path and follow their dreams. And, you know, it doesn't mean that you've lost them. You just have to allow others to follow their dreams and do their thing, you know, and trying not to take it personal. Like the last thing you want, let's just say an example, okay, because I know that right now there's a lot of, you know, people or kids, teenagers, like graduating, going to college, or graduating college as well, you know, like those types of things. Let's just say you're a mother or father, and, you know, one of your children just graduated and they're moving or doing something big, and there's a need to celebrate it. And yes, you feel sad about it because that's your baby, right? The last thing you want to do is make it about yourself. Okay? This is not about you. This is about them accomplishing a huge thing in their life so far, right? If it's not that specific situation, there is a sense that for me to tell you, it's not about you. You don't want to bring that into the equation and make somebody feel guilty for accomplishing their goals. And if this is you accomplishing your goals and somebody comes in and tries to make you feel guilty and starts to make it about themselves, then you need to know that that is just a projection that they are having on you, and see through it. Don't take it personal, right? Like, don't take it to heart. Know that this is something that they're going through, but it doesn't devalue what you just did, because you just made a huge accomplishment. Don't allow other projections from taking that away from you and making you feel bad about it. Okay? So that is the reading for the month. It was a very interesting reading, very different dynamic from most of the readings that I've done so far. So I hope that you take full advantage of the month of June. If you need to do the resting, do the resting. I think that you'll come out of June feeling rejuvenated and ready to get back out there. It's just a phase, okay? It's not going to be here forever. If your body is telling you to lay down and sleep, lay down and sleep, right? There's a reason for it, and you will probably feel better, once you get that rest, so that way you can take advantage of the rest of the summer or whatever the case is. So just take it easy, take care of your body, take care of your heart, take care of your mind and your surroundings. Get through this little phase. I think you'll be okay. And we'll see what comes up in the month of July when I do the July readings. I hope you have an awesome month. Again, if you got any insight from the reading, if it helped you in any way, I would really appreciate if you liked the video. And if you're curious about any of my other videos, feel free to subscribe. I would also appreciate that as well. And again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see each other again. Thank you.